All right. Is this thing ready to go? I think we're live. Sandy says read, and welcome to the channel, you guys. Good afternoon. It is afternoon, right? Yeah, it is. It's been that kind of day. The day started with me running out to the grocery store real quick like, and the post office real quick like, because I wanted to just get those things out of the way. Had to get those things out of the way before I got this day started. You know, I'm in Central Florida. And yeah, we're expecting the tropical storm Debbie to happen at some point. At some point. And most of us here in Florida are just like, whatever, right? If it's a tropical storm, we don't care. The basket is empty. You see this? No, yeah, we don't care. If it's a tropical storm, we're not really worried. Cat 1, we're not really worried. Yeah, whatever's going to happen, it'll go right on by. In fact, we anticipate here in Central Florida that the tropical storm will probably scoot past this area around like Monday morning-ish. That's the last I saw. But I figured I would go ahead and get some things mailed this morning while the post office was open, and go ahead and get some extra bottled water, go ahead and get the chips and salsa, because if something goes wrong and we do lose power, you got to have chips and salsa. That's just what you do here in Florida. You guys, before we start, here we go. I would like to welcome you to subscribe to the channel. If you're here, if you're tuning in for this live stream, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell notification icon so that you're notified each time I do one of these happy little live streams, right? Go ahead and give this a thumbs up, get the algorithm working in our favor. And as you come in, please let me know that you're here. Go ahead and type something into the chat box. Let me know you're here. Hopefully I'll notice and say hello back to you. But yeah, subscribe to the channel because this is a book channel. We do bookish things. I don't typically talk about pending storms. Yeah, that's not something we do. We talk about books. We do booktube tags. We do book reviews. And in fact, in this July wrap-up, I am going to talk about books. Yeah, because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, so hey, Dwan, yes, typing something in the chat box. Following orders. Fabulous. Dwan, that's funny. I love it. Hi, Dwan. Okay, so let's talk about Imaginarium. Dwan, since you're in the chat box and reminding me of it, let's go ahead and talk about Imaginarium first. That's on the list. The huge disappointment in the month of July for me was missing Imaginarium. You guys, you know that here on the channel, like each summer, I usually talk about Imaginarium, like leading up to the Imaginarium convention, which takes place every year in Louisville, Kentucky. I get excited about it because it's a creatives convention, right? And it's an opportunity to meet up with other creative people who write books, who write screenplays, who make films, who make art, who paint, who draw, who create costumes, they do everything. We are a group of creative people, a family of creative people who do all the creative things. Okay. It is an opportunity to get this like injection of inspiration every summer. I enjoy it. I dig it. I talk about it here on the channel. I didn't get to go this year. I was planning to. I had my suitcase packed. I was at the airport at 4:30 in the morning, Friday, when the text finally came through, when I finally got the text message that my American Airlines flight had been canceled because of CrowdStrike, the CrowdStrike thing. That, yeah, I mean, no one could be blamed. American Airlines couldn't really be blamed for what happened, except they could not get me on another flight until after 5 o'clock that evening and then route me through some city somewhere out west. It was going to be a nightmare. I wasn't going to get to Louisville until almost midnight, like 11:58. Oh, it was going to be a nightmare. I was going to miss 3 of the events I was scheduled to do. And since I was coming back at like mid-morning Sunday, it was going to be a complete waste of time to try to get there. It didn't work out. It was a nightmare. And Dwan says, we all miss you so. Yes. Oh, the folks who reached out to me from Imaginarium saying that they missed me was touching. You guys, I was totally depressed and frustrated and angry and depressed, right? So each person who said, "Where are you? We miss you," it was touching. Okay, it was lovely to hear from folks, and it was good to hear that folks who made it were having a good time. Imaginarium was a good event, even though a couple folks couldn't get there, and a couple folks who got there got stranded there. I mean, it was still a good event, and folks had an awesome, amazing time who got there. And the award ceremony was fabulous. People had a good time. Vendors, I understand, were doing great at their tables. Like people were selling books and art pieces. It was an awesome event, and I am still pissed that I missed it. So there it is. Dwan says, there were several people who specifically said to me, it's not the same without, well, that's very nice, but I'm sure that it was a good event. I have heard, and people have told me it was still a rockin' good event. People had an awesome, amazing, good time there. And it was a good event without Sandy Lender there. What else do we need to talk about Imaginarium? The programming at Imaginarium each year. Holly Philippi puts together a set of workshops, a set of panels, the film festival comes together based on who who submits their films to be shown. They put together an event that is like second to none. You guys, I cannot talk about this thing enough. We could spend this entire live stream talking about Imaginarium and not do a wrap up of July. So I'm going to stop talking about it because it's probably actually going to make me depressed again. I'm kind of sort of starting to get over how depressed I was. So I'm going to stop before I descend into that sadness again. And let's talk about what we did here at the channel in July. Okay. Here at the channel in July, we uploaded the review of 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. And I just did like a short for Jane Austen July. I probably have it sitting over here beside me. Hold, please. Let's see what I've got here. Yeah. I read, and that's on the list. I read Lady Susan, The Watsons, and Sanditon by Jane Austen, and I did not film like a full-fledged review of this because you guys, everyone out there everyone's read this stuff, right? I mean, we have all read Jane Austen. Most people out there have read Jane Austen. If you're into classics and classical literature, you've probably read these things. And there are so many channels who have participated in Jane Austen July who have already brought reviews, deep discussions of these things that I did not feel that I needed to take the time out of my life to bring you guys full-fledged reviews. So I didn't. I did a short, a 30-second short of something about the Watsons. So you'll see that here on the channel. What else did I upload in July? Let's see. Yeah, I've uploaded a couple of booktube tags. We also did the interview with J. Patrick Lamar. He is the author of, hold please. I've got this stuff here, you guys. I did come slightly prepared. He is the author of The Willing, The Wounded, and The Wizard. And so we did the live stream interview with Jeff. That was July 11th. Did I write it down? July 11th. Yeah, we did a live stream interview with Jeff. You can see that interview here on the channel. I think I did, I edited out some snippets of that interview to post on here as well, because Jeff we talked a lot about the chapbook, but we also talked about some like marketing ideas and clever things that Jeff does that are helpful to other authors. And so I took some of those out of the interview and presented that as a video for you guys. So you can watch that here on the channel as well. All right, there's that. Is that all that I uploaded in July? I encourage you to go through the videos here on the channel. Watch what you want to watch. All right, so what are the books that I read during the month of July? here on this bookish channel. I read Jane Austen. I also read The Divide by Morgan Richter. Now, I don't have, hold please. I don't have a cover of The Divide to show you. It's not being released until August 20th. So just a little bit here, and we'll have that one out for you guys. I do have her book, Duranalysis, to show you so that you remember Morgan Richter. I reviewed this one here on the channel probably in June. I should have written that down, huh? I think in June we did a review of this one, and that review is here on the channel. The review of The Divide I'm going to upload for you guys here real soon because we're going to be interviewing Morgan on August 15th. At least that's when I'm going to post the premiere for you guys. I will post it as a premiere like a live stream for you guys. You guys are used to getting those live streams on Thursday nights. So on Thursday, August 15th at 7 Eastern, I will give you guys the live premiere of the interview with Morgan Richter. We're going to film it together beforehand because we live in very different time zones, and it's a little bit of a challenge for us to get that together. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that interview together. We're going to record it. There you go. Yay. All right. And that's going to be fun. I mean, she's a Durrani sister, right? And so we're going to try not to fill it with all Duran. We're going to talk about her new book. The Divide is being released by Knopf Publishing, like I said, August 20th. I can highly recommend it. The review that I filmed, I wanted to re-film it, re-record it because I just sound like an idiot. So look forward to that. I do. I sound like a rambling moron through most of the review, and I just don't think I'm going to have time to redo it. So I'm just going to post my rambling idiocy for you guys. That'll be awesome. Then let's see, other books I read during July. I read a couple of my own because I've had to read and reread and reread again because they're going off to editors and getting ready for publication. So that just keeps happening. Now, are you guys ready for the big reveal? Am I ready for it? Hang on. Hold, please. You guys, I have for you a book cover. Now, if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, then you have seen this cover. You saw this cover yesterday. What is today? Today's the 3rd, right? Let me see. Okay, 2 days ago, you saw this cover because my newsletter subscribers get stuff first. It's what it is. If you would like to subscribe to my newsletter, I'll put a link to that in the information box. But I did give them first dibs looking at the cover. I have written a Christmas horror story. It's being released on Friday the 13th of September. And the pre-order for ebook is up and ready somewhere. I should probably put a link to that somewhere for you guys. Yeah, marketing is easy, but the cover is this. There it is, Silver Bells, a Christmas horror story by Sandy Lender. There you go. There's a lot of symbolism behind that silver, swirly gray background. There's stuff going on with that. There's meaning. So when you start reading the story and you get into that silver gray mist, it'll all start to come together. There you go. Silver Bells, a Christmas horror story. It will be available Friday the 13th of September in print and ebook at that time. I mean, I am holding a print proof copy in my hand right now. There will be a book review tour taking place that starts on September 12th. All that good stuff will be announced, and there'll be links and things and stuff going on like X and different platforms. Yeah. Dwan, you saw it. Yay. Okay. Dwan, are you one of my newsletter subscribers? Yay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What else do I need to talk about and show you guys? I should probably mention house repairs. I think that I have talked to you guys, maybe not on a live stream, but I've mentioned on this channel, I know I've mentioned that I wanted to do some house repairs. None of those things are happening. I am personally doing random house repairs because things are randomly falling apart. Yeah. I fixed the commode in the half bath, which was a surprise that that needed to happen. One day it just stopped working properly. So I fixed that, which is a score, right? Then, let's see, what did I do? It seemed like, oh, I just took care of some mold in the other bathroom. I just decided I cannot afford what contractors want to be paid to redo the bathroom. I can't afford it. And now I recognize, I mean, contractors, it's a skilled trade. I get it. I understand that they need to be paid for their skilled labor. I get that. I'm not knocking that, but I can't afford it. I can't do that. So I'm just doing like spot fixes to keep the house from falling down. That's all I'm doing at this point. The kitchen one day, the pipe under the sink just that imploded. So that was a repair I took care of. I don't think I've done it right though. I think I'm going to have to go back and unaffix the pipe from the sink and put that nylon threading, that nylon sealing tape around the screw and screw it back in. I think I'm going to have to do that because it's leaking. I did not fix it right. I didn't do a good job. But I think that is the fix that I need to do next. And I just haven't had the time to do that. So those are the house repairs taking place in Sandy's life. I should give you an update on bird health. A couple of the birds gave me heart attacks during the month of July. Yeah. Winston was first. Winston decided that what am I seeing here? Oduan, it's a lesson learned. Yeah, it is a lesson learned. The sink thing. Yeah. Always use that nylon sealing tape around the threads of any screw or pipe as you're doing it. If you need to stop water from leaking through, use that nylon stuff. Yeah. Annoying. Yeah. Okay. So Winston decided one Sunday that he was going to, this is a little gross. Okay, guys. He decided he was just going to vomit up everything from his system. Oh my gosh. And if you've ever had a pet that you love and care about just suddenly start to vomit and you don't know why, it scares you. It freaks you out. And it's no different with a parrot. So I had to figure out what was going wrong. I had to figure this out myself because finding an avian veterinarian on a normal day is difficult, right? They don't exist on Sundays. They're not in emergency clinics on Sundays. They're not in the state of Florida because I called every single one of them. And yeah, no. So I got him through it, got him settled. I think what happened is that he found something poisonous in the floor. Chocolate is poisonous to birds. I bet that he found like a chocolate chip in the floor. Or what's even scarier is I bet there was like some detergent in the floor, like some spilled detergent in the floor near the washing machine because he had been wandering around near the washing machine before this episode. And I'm worried that that happened. So I have become like anal retentive about keeping that area clean now so that when he's wandering around, he's not going to pick up any poison. But oh my God. Got him through it. Later in the day, he was back to drinking a lot of water, eating pistachios. He wanted me to shell them first, of course, which I did. I was happy to do it. He wanted nutri-berries, but he wanted them to be crumbled and in the water. I'm like, fine. So I crumbled nutri-berries and I put them in the water and he ate them. So yeah, by the end of the day, he was back to eating a little something and getting back to his old self. And then he was fine. By Monday, he was fine. Just needed to give me a heart attack on Sunday. Got through it. Then Bobo, my other Eclectus parrot, she decided on Tuesday night to get one of her toenails stuck in that little gap that's underneath their mandible. You know, parrots have that hole, and I'm forgetting what it's called now. Yeah, I'm forgetting what it's called. Anyway, there's a hole underneath the lower mandible of their beaks, and she got her toenail stuck in there. And she was freaking out, of course, as you would if you're a parrot and this is happening. She's shrieking and freaking out and she can't get her toe out. So her foot is stuck in her face. So I had to collect her, shrieking and screaming and biting me from she had fallen during this episode to the bottom of her cage. Collect her from the bottom of the cage, and I was holding her to me and got a hold of her foot and her face, and I unhooked it like you would unhook a fish hook from a fish. If y'all have been fishing, you know how to get a fish hook out of a fish, right? So I did that. Got her unhooked, got her back to her perch. And she looked at me like I had ruined her life. She looked at me like it was all my fault. I'm like, well, it is my fault because I need to trim your nails. So I got her to, well, actually, I had my friends from the bird sanctuary come right over, and we like held her and held her feet and got her trimmed, got her nails trimmed, and took care of that. And yeah, it takes more than one person to trim her nails because you have to hold her and do the trimming. And just in case there's any, if you trim too far, there might be some bleeding, and you've got to be able to, get that stopped. I cannot trim her nails on my own. I need help with it. I don't trust myself to do it alone for fear of hurting her. Yeah. So, kudos and many thanks to my friend Kim and Nick, who came from the sanctuary to help me that Tuesday night to get her nails trimmed. So by Friday, I had both of them at their regular vet. Everything is fine, doing all the checkups, making sure everything is good. They're healthy as they can be. They just needed to give me a heart attack. Have I rambled enough about parrot health? Is that enough of that? Because I've got more on the list here that we could be going over. We've talked about book stuff. I got all of the book stuff out of the way first, so that if anyone watching this on replay, wants to stop watching it, they can. The book stuff is done. We've done all the book things, and now we're just talking about random crap. So, yeah. What others? There is some other book stuff of my own that we could talk about. The Duran Duran book is out ahead of schedule. What can you do, right? I do still have the electronic version of 100 Things Duran Duran Fans Should Know and Do During This Life coming out on August 10th. That is important because August 10th is Duran Duran Appreciation Day, which is awesome. Let's see if there's a glare on that. Can I get the glare off of it for you? Yeah. This is a little flyer that I made up so that I could hand it out from my booth at Imaginarium. So I have 200 of these here at the house. But yeah, this is the ebook cover and a flyer about the ebook being available. You can pre-order that. And then the print book is available right now because that happened. I don't know how. The print book is available now. You can get this right now. And I will be on tour talking about this next week. So August 5th through the 9th, Goddess Fish Promotions, which is a great group. I highly recommend them to help you with your book publishing needs. Goddess Fish Promotions is doing an online book tour for me. So I've got a couple of blog stops each day over the next week to talk about the new book. And you can get this now. And I put a link to this in the chat box. A link to where you can get the print version. The ebook is still on pre-order, like it's supposed to be. There you go. The other book that I have available right now is a grief poem. This is Take All the Time You Need. It is available in hardcover right now only at lulu.com, which is the platform I made to create it. The soft cover version, the paperback version, which is not as pricey, that one is available on Amazon. Now, I know that I put the hardcover link in this chat box window for you guys because no one knows how to get to lulu.com's bookstore. That platform is so exciting to discover and work through that I went ahead and put a link to that in the chat box. I mean, Amazon's platform, everyone knows how to use. And that the Amazon platform where you can get the paperback copy is easy. You can go on Amazon and find it. But yeah, the Lulu thing for the hardcover, that one is linked for you guys to make it easier. There you go. Okay, so those are those releases. Is that it? Are we done? We're done. And look at that, only took like half an hour. That's great. Yeah, because I am on a schedule. I've got something coming up here at the top of the hour that I need to do. So let's wrap this up. You guys, that is the July wrap up here at Sandy Says Read. Thank you for tuning in. Those of you following along at home. Thank you, Dwan, for joining us in the chat. It is good to chat with you. I'm sorry that I missed getting to talk with you at Imaginarium. I'm sorry I missed so many folks at Imaginarium. That is, that injection of creative inspiration is something I look forward to every year. It's not just, the biggest marketing push that I make each year for my books. It is also that big hit of creativity that you get each year, that I get each year. It is an opportunity to just be seeped in creative inspiration, and I missed it. I'm dying. Sorry, we should stop. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Please click the bell notification icon, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. All right, how do I stop this? Yes. Thank you, Dwan. Yes, I do know how to get a hold of you. Thank you. All right, you guys, we're going to end this live stream, and I'll see you in the next video.